Hello everybody, my name is Girish Keshav and I am a solution architect at AWS. Welcome to a short talk on automatic application layer DDoS mitigation with AWS Shield Advanced. AWS Shield Advanced establishes a baseline for all AWS WAF enabled resources to detect layer 7 attacks. Minimum baseline time is 24 hours after enabling Shield Advanced, and for higher accuracy, AWS recommends a 30-day baseline. A combination of significant deviations from this traffic baseline and Route 53 health checks are flagged as a DDoS event. If a DDoS event occurs, not only one needs to manually build AWS WAF rules that isolate the malicious traffic, but also deploy the rules using AWS WAF console or by using APIs. This would be followed by testing the rules' effectiveness against the attack. AWS Shield Advanced customers can utilize the Shield Response team to create such AWS WAF rules or rely on their own expertise. Overall, the process can consume time, thereby increasing the time it takes to mitigate a DDoS attack. This is where automatic application layer DDoS mitigation feature comes in handy. Now, let's take a look at how this feature works. Automatic application layer DDoS mitigation is a set of capabilities included for all Shield Advanced customer. This will enable Shield to automatically mitigate malicious web traffic that threatens to impact application availability. This feature automatically checks for attacks against normal traffic, creates, tests, and deploys AWS WAF rules to mitigate Layer 7 DDoS events on behalf of customers. There is flexibility to enable this feature in count or block mode. Count mode enables customers to check the rule groups and rules being created during an attack but not block traffic. Block mode, on the other hand, will block identified malicious traffic during an attack. Please note, at the time of this recording, automatic application layer DDoS mitigation is available only on resource type Amazon CloudFront and application load balancer. Now, let's see what happens during an attack. Traffic that significantly deviates from the established Shield Advanced baseline will be flagged as a potential DDoS event. After an event is detected, AWS Shield Advanced will attempt to identify a signature based on offending request patterns. If a signature is identified, AWS WAF rules will be created to mitigate attack traffic with that signature. The rules will then be added to Shield Managed Rule Group. Please note that Auto Mitigation Rule Group requires 150 WCUs or WebACL capacity units. Customers can choose whether the rules are deployed in count mode to observe and test or block mode to block the attack. Customers can also create CloudWatch alerts based on when the requests are being blocked or counted. Customers also have the option to intervene and change the action between count or block mode or disable the feature entirely at any given time. Shield Advanced will automatically remove any AWS WAF rules after it has determined that the attack has fully subsided. With that, let me show you how to enable this feature in AWS Console. After logging into the AWS Console, search Shield in the search bar, and from the drop-down, click on WAF and Shield. Before we dive into the main topic, let me quickly show you a web ACL that I have already created for this demo, which we will utilize while configuring automatic mitigation feature. On the left-hand side under AWS WAF, click on Web ACL. Select the corresponding region and click on the name of the web ACL. Click on the Rules tab, and as you can see, I have two rules currently in place. One is an AWS managed rule and the second one is a rate-based rule. We will revisit this section at the end of this demo. Let's get started with automatic application layer DDoS mitigation. On the left hand side, expand AWS Shield and click on Getting Started. Please note, as mentioned before, to get the benefits of Shield Advanced, you must subscribe to an annual subscription. This page displays global activity detected by AWS Shield and various other important information related to your account. For the purpose of this demo, we will add a new resource to be protected with Shield Advanced. You can also alternatively add automatic application layer mitigations to resources that are already protected. Click on Add Resource to Protect. In the following page, select the resource type that you wish to protect. In our case, it is Application Load Balancer, so we will uncheck the rest of the options. Click on Load Resource Type. From the list of resources, select the ALB you wish to protect. In the next section, add any relevant tags. Click on Protect with Shield Advanced to continue. Next, associate any web ACLs that you have created for this setup. This is where automatic application layer mitigation rule group will be created and placed. Please note, AWS Shield will not create a web ACL automatically during an attack. Select the ALB and from the drop-down, select the corresponding web ACL. Any rate-based rules in the ACL are listed here for our reference. The next section is where we can configure automatic application layer DDoS mitigation. Here we are presented with three options for automatic mitigations. First option is keep current settings. This option will preserve any previous settings for automatic application layer DDoS mitigation. The second option is enable. This option will enable automatic application layer DDoS mitigation. Upon selection of this option, an additional drop-down is presented to choose a WAF rule action. We can either choose count or block mode for traffic that matches a rule placed in automatic mitigation. We recommend keeping rule action in count mode until your application establishes a consistent traffic pattern. The third option is disable. If already enabled, you can disable the feature by choosing this option while modifying a protected resource. Note, this section can be changed at any time in future to any of the three options even during a DDoS attack. Click next to continue. In the next page, we can optionally configure Route 53 health check based DDoS detection. AWS highly recommends you to enable this feature for additional data point to improve the accuracy of network layer and transport layer event detection and mitigation, as well as web request flood detection. For the purpose of this demo, I have already pre-configured a health check and will choose it from the dropdown. Click on next to continue. Next section is to optionally configure SNS topic to get notified in case of a DDoS detection or any rate-based alarms. For this demo, we will not set up the SNS settings. Click next to continue. The final section is to review all previous settings. As we have chosen count mode in automatic application layer DDoS mitigation, a warning in red is shown to indicate that this is only to monitor and no action will be taken in case of an attack. Click on Finish Configuration. This concludes enabling automatic application layer DDoS mitigation feature. Finally, we can now navigate to Web ACL and check on the ACL that was associated with Application Load Balancer to see that we have now an additional rule group called Shield Mitigation Rule Group. On the left hand side, click on Web ACL to continue. Click on the name of the Web ACL, go to the rule, and you can see that there is Shield Mitigation Rule Group associated with Web ACL. In case of a DDoS attack, Shield Advanced will automatically add rules in count or block mode based on initial settings into this rule group. As and when the attack subsides, the rules are removed automatically. Please note, a user cannot modify this rule group directly. This concludes the console walkthrough. Here are some best practices for using automatic mitigation feature. If you are using AWS Firewall Manager to centrally configure and manage Shield and WAF security policies across multiple accounts, then it is recommended that all Shield automatic mitigation features should be configured in Firewall Manager and not Shield Advanced directly. If multiple endpoints are supported, always choose the one that is first point or perimeter of the attack. For example, if your workload involves Amazon CloudFront and ALB, it is recommended to apply automatic application layer DDoS mitigation feature on CloudFront, as that would be the perimeter of DDoS attack. It is recommended to test and observe the feature in count mode before moving it to block mode. Do not delete shield mitigation rule group in WAF. If you do, you disable the protection provided by Shield Advanced automatic mitigation for every resource that is associated with the Web ACL. Lastly, enable Route 53 health checks and set up CloudWatch alarms for efficient reporting. Lastly, please check out the links in the video description for further reading. Thank you for your time and happy cloud computing from all of us at AWS.